Market structure, quite simply put, is the highs and lows of the market. Now, how those highs and lows are being formed will greatly differ throughout the day and throughout the week and also throughout the month. And typically what we'll be looking at is new highs being formed, new lows being formed, and we may also notice that the markets are mostly moving sideways, which is also referred to as consolidation. But to start with, we're going to have a look at a very simplified view of a bullish trend. So we can see this market is pushing up. We have a new high being formed here. We then have a higher low being formed. We then have a new high being formed, which is broken past the previous structural high. We then have a new low being formed, which has failed to break below the previous low. So this low is higher. We then see a new higher high breaking past the previous structural high, and so on and so forth. Now flipping this in the other direction, we can see a bearish market, prices pushing down, we can see a new low being formed, we then have a pullback, we can see this high being formed, which is lower than the previous high. This high then creates a new low, which has broken past the previous low. We then see a new high being formed, failing to break above the previous high, and a new low forming below the previous low, and so on and so forth. Now each one of these lines represents what we can refer to as a leg. So what we can look at here, we have a continuation leg. So this is referring to prices continuing in that bullish direction. And then this leg, as we can see, pushing downwards in a bullish trend, this will be referred to as the pullback leg. So we have a continuation leg, we then have a pullback leg. We have a continuation leg, we then have a pullback leg. And like with the bearish trend, we can see we have a continuation leg pushing down. We can then see we have a pullback leg pushing upwards. Continuation leg pushing down, pullback pushing upwards. Now let's have a look at a break of structure. Break of structures are quite simple to spot. All we're looking for is a high or even a low that has been broken by another high or a low. So what we can see here, continuation leg pushing up, we've then had a pullback leg, continuation leg pushing up, creating a new high, breaking past the previous structure, and this is referred to as a break of structure or a boss. And again on the other side we can see it pushing down, a pullback leg, continuation leg pushing down, breaking past the previous structural low, pullback, continuation leg pushing down, breaking past the previous structural low, and this is our break of structure. Now this is going to be very helpful to understand when we come to SMS or shift in market structure, which will be covered in a later video. Now what we can see in this chart representation here is two breaks of structures that have been identified. Now each break of structure may behave differently, and how these breaks of structures are formed can give us an indication of where the market truly intends to go, but I do want to stress it's not a guarantee. So what we're looking at here is this break of structure pushing to the downside. We've broken the previous low with this newly formed low here. Now what has happened here is all we've seen is candle wicks pushing below this low. Now what does a candle wick mean when we see a break of structure? Well, quite simply it means there is not enough commitment for price to continue pushing lower. Now this could be one of two things, either a liquidity grab, which again we will cover in a later video, or it could be an intent to push lower and the market sentiment has changed for whatever reason. Could be market news, could be something developing in the economy that could then encourage the market to push the other way. But what we can see the characteristics with this break of structure here is we can see we've had a candle closure above this previous high. Now this candle closure has shown that there is some commitment that price wants to stay above there. It hasn't dipped past, then pull back immediately. We could then see another candle, and then another candle here has then decided to close above this structural high. So this is a good indication that price wants to continue pushing to the upside. Now with the DRS strategy, we only focus on the 5-minute time frame. We don't need to worry ourselves with the higher time frames like the 10, the 15, the hourly, and so on. But how the candles form on the 5-minute time frame can give us a good indication of what the time frames above are doing. So, for example, we have 3 5-minute candles here. We have a push to the upside, and then we have 2 bearish candles, the last of which completely engulfs the previous bullish candle. Now let's imagine we have a structural high to the left here, and we have a candle closure above. We've seen price closing above that structural high, but then the very next 5-minute candles are pushing to the downside. Now if we imagine we need 3 5-minute candles to form one 15-minute candle, such as this one here. Now this 15-minute candle we can see follows the same journey that these three candles have. So we have price opening here on the 15-minute time frame, which is here. We're going to see prices push to the upside, created a wick up here. The next candle decided to push down. The third candle decided to push down even further. So the 15-minute candle has opened here. We've pushed up. And within this time, we've then seen price accelerate back to the downside and close here. So this on the 15-minute is what it would look like on the 5-minute time frame and vice versa. So just because we have a candle close above a structural high, it doesn't mean it's guaranteed to continue pushing in that direction. And this is something that will become very useful as we later get into the DRS strategy and we start looking at certain types of structure. Now, the certain types of structure we will be focusing on more is things like session highs and lows, swing highs and lows, daily, weekly, and monthly highs and lows. So let's switch over to a live chart and have a look at how these look. So we're looking at a live chart here. We're looking at UK 100. Now, what we're going to focus on here is the structural highs that we've mentioned before. We won't be looking at how we would take a trade off those just yet. We will cover that in one of the later videos. But ultimately, I want to show you how certain highs and lows do behave. So here we have a very good example here. This grey box is the Asia session. So let's zoom into this. We have the Asia session range here. We have the low of the Asia session. We then have the high of the Asia session just here. What we can then see is when the Asia sessions come to an end, we can see prices pushed up. We can see we have closed above the session high. But when we're looking at market structure, we can see the candle high is up here. And what we've done is we have wicked above this previous high. So this here will be referred to as our swing high, but this grey box will be referred to as our session high. So what we can see is if we just draw a little line from this high over to here, we can see that we did see a wick pushing just above this point. And then after that, we've then seen a strong sell-off, breaking structure to the downside, and we could then see the market is now starting to move in a bearish manner. Now when we see stuff like this, we could then start to capitalize on this move for a short period of time, because we do not want to be in a trade for a long period of time with a DRS. We want to be in and out of the markets before the higher time frame has had a chance to do anything. So what we'll be looking for in this case is once we've taken an Asia high and maybe taken a previous swing high as well, we can start looking for a bearish entry and looking for a suitable target to aim towards. So this is how the markets have responded to taking an Asia high or a session high and also a swing high. So let's go and have a look at another example. So what we can see here in this example is a few more things going on. We can still see the sessions. We've got the Asia session here, and then we also have the London session just here. Now you'd likely be able to see these dotted lines on my charts. We've got a dotted line up here, a dotted line down here. We've got another one here and another one over here. These represent the daily highs and lows. So if we just zoom out a little bit, we can see this trading day. So the trading day starts over here. The trading day finishes over here. This is the start of the Asia. So we've got the Asia session just here. We then have the London session over here as well. Now for this trading day, we can see the London session has created the high of the day. And then New York has opened later on and it's created the low of the day. And that's represented by these dotted lines. Now these will not appear until the new trading day has begun. Now what we can see when the new trading day has begun, we're going to focus on this trading day just here. So we're going to look at from this point all the way to this point just here. So what are we looking at? We have some structural highs and lows that we're looking at. We have the daily low here. We have a daily high here. During this day, we saw a strong aggressive sell-off. This would have been due to high impact news. Now after this high impact news has caused this aggressive sell-off, what we can see if we look to the left where this daily low is over here, we can see that this daily low has been taken by this. Now once this has happened, we can then see, if we just zoom in a little bit more, I've just extended this dotted line over so we can see this. We can see a wick below this and we can see a lot of buying pressure has then been injected into the market, and we've had a nice correction or a pullback leg coming back up into this area of imbalance. Now this is a characteristic that happens quite often when we take a daily low or a weekly low or a monthly high or low. But again, like we said, it's not something that is going to be guaranteed, but this is going to be one of the foundations of how the DRS strategy is going to be working. We're going to be looking for those session highs and lows, swing highs and lows, daily, weekly and monthly highs and lows to be taken. And then when we see the volume being injected in the opposite direction, we would then look to capitalize on that move and trade in that correction. Now, there will be some occasions where we would look to still trade with the momentum. That is something we will cover when we do a full breakdown of the strategy in a later video. But when it comes to a daily high or low, quite often we tend to see a quick reaction. These reactions usually take less time to happen. We may just see a wick push below like we have here, and then the volume injected into the market relatively quickly. But when it comes to a weekly or a monthly high or low, this process is usually a little bit slower. So let's go and have a look at an example of that. So in this example here, what we can see, we have a weekly high. We also then have a daily low just here, but then further down we can see there's a weekly low here. So I'm just going to zoom into these points just in case it's a little bit too fine for you to see. But we have the weekly high just here. I'll put a circle on there. Weekly high was formed here, and then we have the weekly low was formed down there. Now this in my chart is represented by an orange dotted line. This is on the DRS indicator. Now, as we'll understand, the weekly is a much more significant time frame than the daily and will hold a lot more weight and significance. But like we said earlier, when price pushes beyond these points, it can take a little longer for that to play out. So let's have a look at what's happened here. Now, the Asia session here has taken the previous week's high, but it was only by a wick. We've then had a pullback. But then when we have the European session starting, Frankfurt and London, what we can see is this has then injected a lot of volume into the market. It's taken that liquidity. And then as you can see, we've then had a very strong sell-off following that weekly high being taken. Like we discussed with the daily highs and lows, it's relatively quick. It usually happens maybe 1 or 2 candles. But when we take a weekly or even a monthly, this can take a much longer time for this liquidity sweep to actually occur. So rather than just a quick nip above that high and then a quick sell-off, what we could then see has happened is prices stayed above this high for a period of time. And then once the volume has died out of the market, we could then see that aggressive sell-off has occurred, breaking past the Asia low and then completely violating a daily low over here. So if we have a weekly high or low being swept and then price pushing in the other way, it's very likely that any daily highs or lows may not be sustained. So in later videos, we will be looking at how we can incorporate this into the strategy and how we would look for trades based off session highs and lows, swing highs and lows, daily, weekly, monthly highs and lows, and also situations where we'll be trading with the flow of the markets. Now, as usual, if you have any questions about any topics that we've covered in this course so far, please make sure you drop them into the Discord server or feel free to drop me a DM. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.